Hello, everybody, and welcome to another My Music. I thought it wasn't actually going to start then. I thought the technology had disappeared on us, but no, it's come back just in time for me to speak to Gaz and Andrew this afternoon. And they're from a band which nobody can actually pronounce, okay? But it's a psychedelic mushroom. It's called the Azurescens. Azurescens. Yeah, run it together like that, and then you've got the name. There you go. How big a mushroom is it?
I mean, the thing is I've never actually seen them in real life, you know. So
is that the same with the band? Have people never seen you in real life?
Well, you know, it depends.
Are you like the gorillas? You don't actually exist.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's because it grows in America, you know. So it's not sort of like we're over here in Scotland, aren't we? So.
Well, you're close, aren't you? I mean, you know, you just keep going.
Keep going that way.
Yeah,
keep going, and you know, eventually you get there. But there you go. But what a great name! What you need to do is get it on a T-shirt as soon as possible with a mushroom, you know, and then that's the important thing. Maybe you could actually. I don't know whether you guys are this old, so you possibly won't remember, but do you remember the famous In Spirals Carpet T-shirt with the cow?
Yeah, I had the T-shirt.
Aye, you remember. Right.
Yeah.
So you could have a mushroom with a fag out of its mouth, couldn't you?
That's actually not a bad idea. If you don't want you to copyright that, Graham, right?
No, I'm not.
No. From me, you know?
Yeah. There we are. There we go. So, how did you all get together?
It's a strange one, actually. I'd been in a band and it had just split up, and I'd bumped into another one of the guys up in Morrisons. Actually, I was doing my weekly shop, you know.
As you do.
Absolutely tremendous things that we have to do every Saturday.
I went to Morrisons for bandmates, and I came back with a whole bunch.
Well, it's like I bumped into Brian, right? And Brian was like, "I'm fed up, mate. Do you want to get a band together?" And you know what? I'm just always going to do music anyway, right? So I was like, you know, why not? He had a bunch of songs as well. And I actually knew Gaz, who staying across the road from me. And I was like, do you know, we need another guitarist as well, right? And it's like I shouted out the window at him, right?
I was just sitting in the garden,
You want to be in a band, Gaz? And he's like, aye, sound. So that's how it happened. It was actually around about when the COVID kind of thing was happening. It was a weird time, wasn't it? But it gave us a lot of time to work on new tunes and stuff like that, you know, and work out, you know, the finer points in tunes, like how they should be nice and smooth, you know, transitions and stuff like that. So you don't always get a chance to do that. COVID helped with that enormously, I feel.
That's what we've done with me, Brian and Andy. We sort of just jammed out. Like I had loads of songs and Brian and Andy they had songs. We just sat and worked on them acoustically for a good few months. And then we just sort of progressed them and we got a drummer.
We got Jay originally, who's my daughter's fiance actually, right? He's younger than us, but he was originally a drummer, so we were quite punky to start with because he's actually not a drummer, he's a guitarist, right? But you know, I'll jump behind the drums, right? So it was a wee bit of a sort of mishmash to start with, but we've been through and now we've got sort of 5 members, you know, and I think they're quite solid. Everybody's quite good at their instruments and stuff like that, and we get on really well. You know, so we can go to a jam, and the jams are actually really quite productive, you know, which is nice. We always get a good crack in it. Everybody's into their football and all that kind of stuff, you know. So, aye.
Well, it's a great sound. It's a great rock guitar sound. You know, like indie rock guitar sound, which is like we need this right at the moment. Everybody needs this, and since Oasis came back, everybody's like jumping on that bandwagon. However, not everybody can do it. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got some tunes in there as well. Who comes up with the tunes?
Kind of. That's what like I was always writing songs. I was sort of late to playing guitar and that, so I was always just acoustic writing songs. I had like a wee folder and stuff. And then when Andy said, "Do you want to join the band?" I was like, I've got these songs, and then we started working on them. And they were songs, but what we've done is we've worked together and we sort of picked them apart and put them back together. So to get our own sound with them.
That's what we do a lot. You know, we'll like Gaz will come up with a tune, and you know, but it's like a really good songwriter, quite good lyrics as well. You know, the lyrics mean a lot. So what we'll do is maybe mess around with the arrangement of the tune. You know, make sure that the choruses and the verses aren't, you know, running too long, and that everything fits together properly. You know. I think sometimes it can be like coming up with a whole bunch of brand new chords for us. You know,
we've done that a few times. Like,
right, just pulling songs apart, putting them back together again. You know, and like I write songs as well, but like the songs that I write, it's just all music. I'm into sort of orchestration. You know, so I like the sound, working out where, you know, the bass and the drums and the guitar sits and stuff like that, and mixes and whatnot. You know, so that's it, heavily sort of into the music side of things. So.
Oh, that's great. Now, listen, I've got to take you back to that story for a minute, because it kind of dawned on me while you were talking about it that you met in Morrisons, but you also said that it was during the time of COVID. So were you like having to be like was it at the 2 meters apart, 1 meter apart?
No. When me and Brian met, that was before. That was literally just before the lockdown. Aye. Oh. We're talking sort of maybe 3 or 4 weeks before the lockdown.
Oh, that was the weirdest time, wasn't it?
It was weird, but you know, like we didn't really. I'm just being honest. Like we did like separate from the world, but like we all got together, had massive drinking sessions, had barbecues and whatnot, you know, and everybody was getting paid. Do you know what I mean? So like you're off work, you're not having to go to work. You're getting paid the money that you'd normally get paid, and all your pals are there as well. So, what?
I never done this. I abided by the way.
He says he never done it.
I never done that. I'm a good guy.
Yeah. No Tory politicians here. Do you know what I mean? Oh, no, listen. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times for some people, right? I mean, for a lot of people, they did have that time to reconnect with what was important in life. They probably did spend a lot of time with family again. You know, it was a hot summer. It was a hot summer. Like people spent a lot of time outside. We spent a lot of time walking. I think for a lot of people as well, they saw the opportunity musically. I think a lot of people saw the opportunity to go, actually, do you know what? I used to love music. I'm going to pick up an instrument again. I'm going to get writing again, because why not?
Yeah. I think a lot of people did. Well, we wrote a song, me and Brian wrote Better Get Used to It, which is really, that's a homage to the COVID, you know, because it talks about, it says there's no food on the shelves and that, and like the hospitals were all full and everything like that. It was actually insane, you know, and you couldn't believe it every morning when you woke up. You know, you're looking at the news and it's exactly the same, you know, but like we were very lucky. I'm lucky I don't know anybody that actually passed away. I do know people that have got complications from COVID, long COVID, and, you know, various different things, and actually complications for getting injections as well. A whole bunch of different things. But, you know, who are we to, you know, make, like, I can't make decisions about that. I'm not a doctor, do you know, I don't really know much about it. It was just one of the strangest times, and I hope it doesn't repeat, to be honest. You know,
no one wants to go through that again. It was quite scary. And that period just before lockdown was incredibly weird, because we went on holiday actually, and then it got announced on the way back that we'd gone into lockdown.
Oh my God.
And it was just weird, because like as we went out on holiday, people were beginning to hear the news that it was breaking, and like people were looking at each other in the service station thinking, should I be sat next to someone or shouldn't I be sat next to someone? Then on the way back, we knew that we weren't to sit next to anyone, you know? So weird. Very weird.
It's very strange.
Once you've written these songs, how do you put them together? Is it a collective in terms of then what it ends up like, and you jam it out, etc.? Or
our songs evolve, right? So they evolve over time. So if we've got a song, the song gets taken to practice, you know, and then everybody puts their parts onto it. But see the way a song is in 6 months after you've got it tight and everything, It's not the same way it is in 2 years. See, in 2 years, once a song's bedded in and you can play it with your eyes shut, you know, and your arms tied behind your back, it's like at that moment that the song then starts to actually blossom, I feel. You know, but obviously there's that big age-old thing of when do you, you know, take a song and actually accept that that's the way it is.
I don't think you ever do. I don't think you ever do. I love him or hate him. I was watching Sting being interviewed about having to play like old Police songs and whatever in concert, and don't you get tired of it? And he went, no, because every time I'll still mess with it. I still want to find another way of expressing it than you know. So
prolific, you know, songwriter, Sting, and bass player, phenomenal vocals on these songs as well. You know, really, really good. Yeah,
but,
I've got.
But to literally, you know, set away with a song and go, right, that's it for good now. That's the way it has to be played. I think that would drive anyone that's a proper musician around the bend.
Yeah, you know? I mean, like, you know, there's certain solos during the songs that if I don't play them the same, I get the sort of reactions of people looking at me. But I like improvisation. That's how I learned to play the guitar. Is through improvisation, playing Pink Floyd stuff and Led Zeppelin, Hendrix and stuff when I was younger. You know.
Don't you think there's more need for that now, especially like with all of this AI music coming out?
Yeah,
100%.
The thing is with the AI though, Graham, is that you can tell it's AI, right?
Of course you can.
You know, so I mean, you know, that I think people will get sick of it eventually. AI's got a place, right? So AI's place is if you're wanting to create something quickly and you don't want to really put any thought process into it. But see the long thought process of actually creating something that's beautiful, that's never going to go away. You know, there's always going to be people like ourselves sitting writing songs and trying to, we want to connect to people that listen to our tunes, you know, and move them emotionally inside. Because see, if you've done that, that's better than any payment or anything like that, because you've done your job then. If we can play a gig, right, or release a song and actually move somebody that's watching it, right, that's the best thing. That's better than any payment that you can get, you know. Yeah. And it's important. AI can't do that. It just can't do that. It never will, you know.
Well, I think some of the visionaries of music actually predicted kind of AI, didn't they?
Yeah,
right. I mean, like Prince kind of predicted AI music before, you know, he passed. I think Bowie talked about it before he passed as well. He said that said that this was going to happen, right? And famously, I think Prince talked about just how hard it was to learn guitar, right? And yet the guy was phenomenal on guitar. Absolutely phenomenal.
I never saw him live. I regret that, man. I really regret that. I would love to have seen Prince. Another one, Tom Petty as well. I missed him. They're both dead.
But that is part of why people will always want to go and see actual musicians, because to do it and to play with that kind of skill and, you know, that level of ability, that it takes something. It takes dedication. It takes time. It takes effort, right? And you know, so yeah, I get it as well, because we were talking about the AI thing the other day, and I said, yeah, but I kind of get it, because do you remember when like drum machines and sequencers came out and whatever, and home recording, suddenly people that had never made music before could make music in their bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's just an extension of that. Now people that don't even have the equipment and just have a phone with an app on it can
pay to make a tune.
Can literally go, I want to write I've written some words, write a tune that goes with that, and boom, there's a song, you know. And it's just, so in a way we're entering a world now where everyone can write music, right? But not everybody can play music. That's the difference, you know. So it's all about, and is that for you? Is that what it's all about? You're writing this stuff. Obviously, the words mean a lot. The tunes are great, but ultimately, it's about being able to give that to a live audience.
Yeah,
that's the best thing. Like seeing the reaction of people when you're playing your song, and you see it actually moving people, or them reacting to it. That's you can't beat that. The best thing, like we were playing Molly. We played Molly for like it's one of the first times, and next thing, the crowd just started bouncing about, and we were all just looking at it because we had never seen this before. Next thing, we were just looking at each other like, "This is class," and then everybody
we'll have more of that. We'll have more of that. Thank you very much.
So you see people reacting to the songs like that was brilliant, and that is definitely the best thing. Like.
See, for us, it's really not about whether or not you get onto big mainstream radio stations or anything like that, right? See, when I pass away, see in 100 years, I want somebody to play something or listen to a tune that I was involved in, right? Because then I've made more of a mark on on anybody than I could. Do you know that's actually more important to me than anything else. Is that I've done something worthy that challenges.
Oh, my friend, you're talking to the converted, right? That's 100% why I do this, right? I mean, yeah, wouldn't it be lovely if, like, tomorrow someone went, cool, do you know what, that body of work, that's brilliant, okay, let's put some money behind you and let's give you an opportunity to do this. That'd be magic, right? But I know, right, that when I pass away, that we're up to 700 of these interviews already.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, or near enough, right? So by the time there could be thousands, right? And it will be the biggest body of music interview work out there on the planet, right?
Yeah.
And it showcases is people right at the start of their career and people who have like sold, 10 platinum selling albums. And everything in between from every genre. I don't think there's another body of work like it. I think producing something that's unique in this world, that is a legacy. That stands the test of time.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, obviously we have got our genre that we like. We've all got our music that we like. And we come from a very, very diverse background.
Yours is nouveau jazz, isn't it?
Well, we don't like to be sort of like tagged as being anything, right? But just on like that thing, it's sort of we don't want to be pigeonholed, but we've got a keyboard and rhythm guitar player that's into his electro music and stuff like that, right? And he's really into sort of the sort of Johnny Marr sort of side of things, right? Then we've got Gaz, who likes his indie, but he likes his country as well. And then, I'm into my sort of my rock music, but I like my jazz and my classic, and I'm a blues guitarist, so and our bass player. That's what I'm saying. Every single one of us in the band likes the same music, but then likes a slightly different genres. And because of that, you can hear a wee bit rock, you can hear a wee bit country, you can hear a wee bit indie, you can hear a wee bit of everything in our tunes, and that's it. It's about keeping it real, do you know what I mean? And just hopefully at some point somebody's going to hear one of our tunes and give us a chance to play a proper big big festival or something like that. That would be nice.
I think you've got the tunes, and so I wish you all the best with that, and I hope that that's going to happen. And we are going to put one of your tunes straight underneath this on Spotify when it goes out. So people, all you have to do is move your thumb from there to there and push. Oh, the effort. Broken out in a sweat doing just that. Kids these days. But yeah, now you're listening. So there we go. I wish you were both. Now look, you both like your sports kit as well. Will we see a band sports kit at some point? I think a football shirt or something like that. We need that.
Actually, yeah, we've definitely. We'd love to team up with Say Adidas. Do you know what I mean? Or like one of the maybe Fred Perry or Ben Sherman or that. If you're out there, to have a nice. We would actually like to do an Azurescens shirt with Azurescens and a big number on the back. Not decided. Might do a bunch of different numbers, But yeah,
you need to talk to the Sherlocks because they did a deal with one of those brands.
Yeah,
and and obviously, I think you'd go quite well with the Sherlocks as well. I think you should.
No, we do. We've that's one of the bands that we maybe might be supporting at some point or playing a gig with at some point.
Yeah, I would also love to see both of you. Thank you both for staying on and speaking to me today. And thank you for doing this. But just the last little thing, I'd also love to see you break America because you know why?
Yeah.
They both have very thick Scottish accents and they wouldn't understand a word that you're saying.
We're actually podcasting on America a couple of things this week. We're quite busy with podcasts and interviews and that, but I can't wait to talk to American. I really can't because they're not going to have a clue. Great, it was lovely meeting you.
We will be back soon with more My Music, but until then,